The badim on the aron were these two poles that were made of atzei shitim, acacia wood, and they were then coated in gold, and they were placed in the rings. There were two rings on both sides of the aron, and these badim, these poles, were placed in them. And the pasuk says, "Lo yasuru mimenu." Once they were placed in them, they were never able to be taken out. Now, what was the purpose of these two badim, of these two poles? It would seem you have an aron was a square. So how are you going to carry the aron? You carry the aron with the poles. But Chazal tell us that actually the aron was never physically carried by anyone. The Kohanim would stand as if they would stand next to the aron, but the aron was nosa of a miracle transpired, and that the aron carried itself. It moved by itself. So if the aron moved by itself, why do we need the badim? Why do we need the poles in the first place? So Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, explains as follows. The poles represented a lesson to us for life. That a person has to put in their own hishtadlus, their own effort, and they can't rely on a miracle taking place. That even when it came to the aron, that the Kohanim had to prepare, even though they knew, they had confidence that the miracle would take place and the aron would carry itself. But what would happen if the Jewish people sinned and Hashem became angry, and as a result, He didn't allow the nace to happen, the miracle to happen? Then how would they move the aron? The answer is they put in their own effort to make sure there were poles there if the nace didn't transpire. And so Rabbi Yisrael Salanter says that's the message for us in life, that we have to put in our own hishtadlus, we have to put in our own effort, our own actions, in addition to the bitachon, the faith that we have in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sadly, many times we find ourselves putting in so much of our own effort, of our own hishtadlus, and forgetting to have faith, bitachon, in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sometimes when we need HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we cry out and say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, help me, where are you? I need your help. But when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there for us, we look at what we accomplish and we say, wow, look what I was able to accomplish, and we forget about that siruf, about that connection, about the synergy between our actions and HaKadosh Baruch Hu's blessing and our bitachon, our faith in Him. May we be zocheh to learn from the message of the badim, to do our part in our effort of ishtadlus, and be mitzaref that, connect that with bitachon, with faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that indeed we will be successful, and indeed HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be at our side at all moments, the moments in which we struggle and the moments that we succeed. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.